I definitely think it was a perfect storm of the pharmaceuticals that I was on and then the foods that I was eating. And I was insatiable. Like when I would make cookies, I would make 2 batches of chocolate chip cookies so that I could eat the dough of one batch. And then I could cook the cookies and then eat the cookies from the other batch. I would have peanut butter on my nightstand so that if I woke up in the middle of the night, I could have a couple of bites of peanut butter. And so obviously something's wrong if I am absolutely insatiable. I couldn't think past the day I was on. I was doing everything I could just to keep my head above water and survive that day. And then every night I would wish that I wouldn't wake up the next day. And so whenever I would wake up the next day, I'd be like, God, darn it, like I got to do it again. And now I'm so excited about the next week, the next month, like all of these beautiful things that are unfolding for me. And then to get to help other people to come out of that darkness, to really crawl out of that pit of mental illness hell is the most rewarding life I could have even imagined. Before would work on techniques and talk therapy and let's go back into your childhood and let's go back to the root cause of these emotions and everything. And I realized that nothing was landing. There was almost like this fog. They can't hear me. We can't do the work whenever they are literally a zombie with inflammation just chocked full in their brain. And so now whenever I meet with somebody, I don't require that they do carnivore, but I require that we have a component first and foremost. That's our foundation, is that we're going to do everything we can to reduce the sugar and the processed food. And what I love is watching the clarity organically come forward, not because we did this technique or they were disciplined on this exercise. It just comes to the surface because we're removing the inflammation from their brain. Every time we get a client, we have to put them on a treatment plan. And that treatment plan includes a diagnosis. And then it includes the modalities that we're going to use. And the modalities that I have available to me never included food for me to be able to talk about food. And therefore, it's just not supported. And it's not something that I can bill for to even talk about or ask that question, what food are you eating? And let's address that. And I was in private practice, but I wasn't the supervisor. So I had to adapt to what they wanted me to do. And I quickly just realized, just call me a coach. I'm going to go do everything online. And I've been able to be more effective with this with this structure than I ever was as a therapist. I really think it's important to meet people where they're at, because we can only change at the level of where our central nervous system is. And so if their central nervous system is sitting there saying, I'm going to die if I eat this way, I'm going to die if I eat this way, like, we don't have to start there. We don't have to jump in the deep end. And so what I start everyone off is 3 food lists. And 1 food list is all the foods that you're just like, you know what? I'm really good with these foods. These foods are not causing me a problem. And then we have the safety net list in the middle. So I do it like a traffic light. So the green list, ironically, is all of the foods that are good, that are a go. And then the yellow is the safety net list. And those are foods that, like, they're your go-to for convenience or when you're having a bad day. And so it might be foods that aren't best for you, but they're not going to derail you. And then we have the red list of the foods that we know we're not going to touch. That's the Doritos and the ramen noodles and the things like that, that we know that they're going to derail you. We just do an experiment.